Before, I used to go to conferences in January to know the will of God for the year. This year, I went to the conference to tell them the will of God because I knew it before I came. Yes. I didn't need to attend every meeting. It's religion. You just say, from morning to night, you have meetings. You are so tired, you can't think. I chose the meetings I attended. I was my own man. They're rushing to a meeting, I'm rushing the opposite way. Why? I know God. They don't know God. They're religious. If you know God, you walk with him. You're not afraid of man. I attend careless. Since 2011, this is the 11th year of 2022. I left attending careless. Online, physical. Why? I am now on the field. When you learn more, you practice and come back to learn more. You can't be learning all the time. 12 years is too long. Where is that in the Bible? 3 years, he was done with them. People are in church for 20 years, causing problem with the pastor, analyzing sermons. Analyzing sermons. I cannot do that. It's not allowed. And what's the biggest problem? They don't know God. You can't know God without knowing God. The way to know God is to spend time with God. You must go on personal retreat and solitude. You must find God. Let me tell you why Pastor Delaja became my friend. I traveled the world. I saw pastors. Every pastor I met was fasting for the anointing. He was the first man of God I met who was fasting for transformation of character. Everybody wanted a bigger ministry. They wanted to be anointed. So when they speak, there's power. But they were ready to have that power and be beating their wife at home. I saw a man that said, I want to know God. Let him transform my character. That's the only man I met that the wife told me, I know God more because of my husband. No woman has told me that anywhere in the world. Only the wife. He said, I know God more because of this man. He said to me, I consider it a personal weakness to fight with my staff. I was with him 3 weeks. After 1 week, I didn't hear him fighting. I said, excuse me, this your staff, are they so competent? No rebuke, nothing. He laughed. Pastor John, the hardest thing I do every day is seeking God. I don't feel like praying most days. But if I can get myself to pray and find God, I have no other problem. I'm a pastor without tears. I'm still struggling after 16 years. You know what it means? To work hard. Let me ask you, what is your face or picture of Pastor Deboye when I mention his name? Great leader, gentle leader. You can't picture him angry. It doesn't mean he doesn't get angry, but that's hard work. Hard work. You know, sometimes I pause. I say, how can a man be in the camp and people like Pastor Ben Akabeze, who are presidents of companies and DG of budget office, they are serving the man out of fear? Does he come to their house to punish them? How does it happen that we are in one place and you have your company in Switzerland and you live in Nigeria, and the people in Switzerland, they're afraid of you and they're doing the right thing? It means you must have influence with God that must extend beyond you. That's powerful, my friend. That's powerful. Do you know the people that are redeemed pastors? I work with some of them. These are big men. They are founders of companies themselves. Some of them are chairman of companies. Why would they respect that man? He's the extension of the influence of God. It means the man knows God and his presence is with them when he's not with them. It's not religion. But most people want to do religion. They go to Babalawo for power. No. The principle of individual responsibility is that you work the hardest on yourself and you make decisions about your life. And you're ready. There are no guarantees of success in this life. There are no guarantees. You can start something, it didn't work. It doesn't matter. Do not stop. Start because of that. If you do not start, you will never start. You have to start. I don't know how many people are Igbo here. Anya Wonyojo. One of my greatest lessons in 2021 is that nothing is as complex as it looks. When you're planning, it looks complex. When you go, it's not that complex. You're going to Liberia. I say, if I land, how? When I landed, there's no problem. I knew that I have delayed my destiny because of excuses and fear. When people make excuses, they become philosophers. Why are you not married? There are no women. You're afraid. Some people have found who to marry. Do you know what their fear is? How to fund their wedding. They are trying to rent a place to marry their wife. Instead of going to their pastor's office and marrying their wife, they are renting a place. They say it's a reception to cook rice for people that have rice and give food to those who are not hungry. That's how we live. Have a friend. Found a woman to marry. He's very successful. He didn't know him, Kingsley Eze. He disappeared from all of our lives. 3 weeks, we didn't see him. He came back. He said, I'm married to Lena. What happened? He said, I don't have money. I just went. Instead of living in fornication, I just married her. If you're not happy, you're not happy. It's your business. We're married now. When we have money, we'll do reception. He's a very wealthy man today. Kingsley Eze disappeared. 3 weeks, nobody. He was my brother's colleague in Diamond Bank. Where is Kingsley? You don't know. Just came back. He said, I'm married. How? Where? When? Where's the card? No card. Married for life and for good. And they're happily married. Individual responsibility. He made a choice. I meet people. I met one of my mentees like a few years ago. He said, introduced me to a girl. He said, it's my girlfriend or something like that. And said, I said, how long have you known her? He said, 7 years. 7 years. I said, Jesus. I said, come, Jerry. 7 years. My wife knows this story. In my heart, I said, I had enough wisdom or understanding to know that if a girl has a male friend for 7 years, that girl will be under intense pressure from her parents. Because every time you visit and go, they will say, what is it? If you marry. If you don't marry, let him go. What is it? At that time, people think you're already married. If somebody is following you for 7 years, your real husband, if he's not a real husband, will think that, I missed it. Oh. You don't marry with that. I told them, no, you must marry. They married. We married them. Principle of individual responsibility. Can I ask you, in closing, who is responsible for your life this year? Where will you go? Where will you be? What's holding you back? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of failure? If you have never failed, you have never tried enough. Every successful person will write more books on failing than on success. Without exception. Nothing succeeds without setbacks. Nothing succeeds. Nobody can do it perfectly all the time. No. If you're waiting to do it perfectly, he that observeth the wind shall not sow. You have to get up and go. Get up and go. Don't be presumptuous, but don't stay too long. Open your mouth. Ask. Ask for help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be self-conscious. Don't be filled with yourself. Fast away yourself. If you cannot beg, you are full of yourself. Anybody that cannot beg is not ready for success. Nobody can succeed without begging. I take offerings in careless. I've not done it in a long time. My brother came one day after I took offering. I was laughing. He said, you're taking money, offering, you're laughing. He said, I raise money for a living. You're not serious. He said, I beg for money all over the world. I raise money for a living. You're thinking, I don't want to beg. It means you don't have real project. Everybody with a major project will learn how to beg. What is begging? I need help. That's what they call begging. I need help. I need money. I'm looking for capital to capitalize my business. That's what they call begging. Dangote is a big beggar, the biggest in Africa. That's why he's the wealthiest. His liability cannot be less than his asset. Don't think so. If Alhaji dies today, I think he'll be owing more money than he has. How else do you build that level of wealth? Can you use your money to build a refinery? You have to beg. Beg means with dignity. Ask for help. You can't fulfill destiny without asking for help. What stops you from asking? 3 things. What about rejection is one? If they reject you, what can you do about it? Nothing. What about if they say no? What can you do about it? Nothing. What about if you look foolish? If what you're asking looks foolish. How do ministers have money? Pastors. The ones that are full-time. Do they have buildings? Do they sell cars? All these pastors you know. How come they're buying jets and building houses? They beg people for money and they use the money to do the things people that gave the money cannot afford. You think that will not be judged by God? You are wearing clothes the people that contribute the money in the church cannot wear. And you don't have one, you have wardrobes full of them. Are you competing with the devil for beauty? His value system. Let's focus on you and me. Do you have a calendar for this year? Where will you go? Where will you be? What will you do with your life? Is there a mayor in Lagos? Can you go where you like? Can I host a pastor's conference? If I'm going to host a pastor's conference and leaders conference in 2022, who do I need to go to? Who do I need permission from? Who? He said, well, do you have the money? Who has ever done great things that had the money? Great things in life. Some people eventually build the wealth, yes, but every man to his own calling. So I made my choice. I have a calendar. It's filling up little by little. I'm not perfect. There may be things on it that God will drop, but God will drop it, not me. I have offered him my life. That's what he has laid on my heart. You have to build your own calendar. Let's take a few questions. Questions? Is it lunch here? You have any questions? A lot has been said. Yes, give him the mic. Honey, prepare for closure. I can close. My wife. No problems.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation.
Yes.
The Lord is your strength.
Amen.
You said something about some churches staying too long on Sundays.
Sure.
So, and I want to say, like, some of those churches has impacted so many lives.
Okay.
And I don't know, without those churches, I don't know where some of them could have been.
Okay.
So, is it a bad thing for somebody to serve under any man of God and stay long? Because some people even close by 3 o'clock based on the information I got. So, if you can just explain more so that we can know how to.
I think it's a great question. So let's deal with the principles and understand it. What I'm trying to say is that church is a means to an end, not an end in itself. You go to church, not that because you've gone to church, therefore you have lived your life. You go to church to be empowered. Let me explain. Can a person stay too long in school? Can you go to university and stay too long? It's a simple question. Can I go to university and stay too long? If I go to university, I say I want to study law. After 8 years, I say, oh boy, where did they work? He say, I did second year. 8 years? Then after 10 years, you say I still study law. You're staying too long. What's the problem? Let's resolve it. Because going to studying law in a faculty of law in a university is to prepare you to be a lawyer. You can't stay there as if they have started practicing the law. You're not a lawyer yet. So church is the equipping ground for deliverance of society. So to be equipped, whether you're stopping by 12 or 1 or 3, just remember, you can't do church as if it's an end in itself. That's what I mean. Does it make sense? What it means is that, let me tell you something. The average church is full of activities. Announcement they can send online. They'll just announce all the women in this church. All of us are not women. Why are you telling men all the women? You don't know how to gather the women in a forum and be sending message there. Then they'll not say, if you have not attended Sunday school, wait behind. I say, if you're coming for the first time, wait behind. Okay, that's okay. Then after that, they say that, okay, if this is your second time of coming, also wait. Then after service, they say, all the men fellowship, gather. The only reason they're doing that is that they don't know the value of time and life. Your time is your life. Your time is your life. You can't just go to a barber shop and be there for 1 hour. Your time. You know that thing they say daily routine. The day you know the value of time, your life will change. Time. I'm struggling. I'm not there. Time. I used to struggle to dress up. Before, today, my wife would have dressed up before me. But not anymore. Before I sleep, I know what I'm wearing. I brought it out. Once I take a bath, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm set. Why? God taught me time. I say, okay, choose this one. If you don't wear today, you wear what? Tomorrow. So all I'm saying is that don't go to church and balance there. Have service. Hear the word of God. Be released. Go. Rest on Sunday to prepare for Monday. Don't come back tired. On Monday morning, you're dragging yourself. You have already started failing the week. It's called Sabbath, day of rest. You should come to Monday fresh, ready to work. I don't know how else to say it. May God use me to demonstrate it in Jesus' mighty name. Any questions? Yes?
Thank you for the presentation.
Sure.
My question is this: you have said this many times that we should build a calendar for the year. Now, for yourself as a person in ministry, I understand you could put some things up for the year. Okay, so I was going to ask that for somebody who is not in ministry.
What are you in?
Personally, I'm in ministry. Okay.
No. Forget about ministry. I'm not putting you under pressure. Well, let's take another example. Let's talk somebody in business.
Okay, for somebody in business,
Yes.
for instance, now, how would you recommend the person start out in planning the year ahead, or for a basic employee of a company? What would you recommend as the things to look out for in planning for the year?
Fantastic. So let's say you're an employee of a company. The first principle is that see yourself as CEO of your company inside the company. So don't be lazy and say, I'm an employee. No, be the first to arrive and the last to leave, no matter the size of the company. The first to come to work and the last to leave. As a policy, that's one. Number two, the annual calendar of the company is your first annual calendar. Go and collect it. Do you have retreats? Do you have training sessions? Put them in your calendar now. Then, let me say, so you work from Monday to Friday. You own Saturday and Sunday. You work from Monday to Friday. You own Saturday and Sunday. I want to ask you, how do you sharpen your saw? You go to work. When do you go to refresh yourself? You own Saturday and Sunday now. Once a month, take them and go somewhere. That's your calendar. Number two, what do you do at work? How can you become the best at it at work? I have a nephew. He's a lawyer, Tomlinson. He taught me. He said that he goes to his superiors. He'll be telling them, how can I be better? He's so funny. He'll be working with a manager in the office here. You go to another manager who will be advising him how to work with that manager. That's wisdom. He'll go and say, this man gave me assignment. I don't. He said, no. Do like that. This one say, very good. It's because it's inside information. That's calendar. Do you have a plan to be the best at work? What kind of training do you need to receive? Can you approach HR to approve training for you? Other people are not asking them. Before they ask them, say, look, this is what I'm doing. I need this. They're still there about South Africa. Can I go to any of them? Please. That's calendar now. What about annual vacation with your family? You say, I'm in Nigeria. Lakapanya, how do you call that place? I can't pronounce it very well, but you can do it. You can go. If you can't go there, do you know there's a hotel? No, forget about the hotel. I'm talking about VI. There's one hotel in VI, Blue Madison. No, Radisson Blue. Have you ever gone to the lounge? The lounge looks like vacation spot. If you go there every Sunday, you'll be refreshed. Believe me. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the Fanta, they may sell it 500. If you collect 1,000, buy one for yourself. If you are married, buy one for your wife. And balance in that lounge. I'm telling you that nobody can tell you to leave. Just take time, drink it slowly. It's a form of vacation. If you can afford Abuja is better than Lagos, more peaceful. Let me tell you something. You'll be surprised what's around you. You're not admiring because you're too busy. This Lagos, you'll be surprised what you can find here and in this country. They've spoiled some things, but calendar means that what's your growth plan? I mentioned some tips. What's your daily routine? When do you get up every day? How long does it take you to dress up? Can I ask you a question? If they took the light and you had to dress up in the darkness, can you? Train yourself to dress up in darkness. You may not have generator. When you can, you start with face me, I face you. You don't want to come and face me, I face you. I pass my neighbor. You start from somewhere. Don't let, look, somebody may have 70 kVA generator. You don't have. Don't let that one intimidate you. Can I tell you something? Go and ask them. There was a time they didn't have any at all. So don't let people's current success make you think that they jumped up. They didn't jump up. They started from class. How do you call it? From what? From the ground zero. That's the calendar now. Nobody that wants to succeed that cannot succeed in Jesus' mighty name. Don't let high sounding things start small. In Jesus' mighty name. Any more questions? We're going to be closing soon. Can we do the lunch? Can we have a working lunch?
Thank you, Pastor John, for.
Sure.
I think from what I've gotten today, it's putting our personal power back in our hands.
Sure.
But I just have one question.
Sure.
Wouldn't it just be way better to seek the Lord for a vision and then craft your personal calendar in line with what He has given to you? Because when Jesus said, my meat is to do the will of the Father, He also said that He had come to a place where He doesn't do anything except it's the Father showing Him what to do. Isn't that a better foolproof system than living by? I know you said mistakes are great. I have had mistakes.
So the question to ask is that how did Jesus know the will of the Father?
Yes.
I say how?
Okay, how He knew
Yes.
it. Because he communed with Him daily. He had a time.
So a great while before the day.
Yes.
So did you hear what I said? Seek God every day. People are praying with no answer because they're praying as a religion. You go to God in prayer. Right, Francis? You go to God in prayer. What God tells you is more important than what you tell God. I've been a Christian since my teenage years. So let me tell you, what has surprised me is that I wake up in the morning and I know exactly what to do. It has not always been like that. I'm surprised. Then God showed me, said, that's what it means to be spirit-filled. I have filled you with myself. I'm serious. I am serious. I don't know how to explain it, Francis. I meditate. I read. Listen, I wake up in the morning. And I start getting ideas. I bring my notebook. I can show you. I start writing things. Look, I was in situations this year, even this Christmas, and God gave me answers. So the reason Jesus sought God before the day, that's when he heard from God. God gave him a preview of the day. If you seek God, it's not a small thing, no. It's not religious. He will give you a preview of your day. What you must avoid is thinking that I need to fast for 3 months before God will speak to me. That's a mindset. Throw it away. God can speak to you in a day or in 3 months. The important is that have a mindset that God will speak to you. He will guide you. I've been a Christian. For years, I didn't know what to do. I've been in bleak darkness as a Christian, as a mature Christian. Close heaven. God showed me. He told me something. He said, demons can arrest your angel for one thing or the other. And that time your heaven is closed. But your heaven can also be open because your angel is ascending and descending and giving you answers. I've been in my life where a whole year I couldn't take one step forward that was accurate. 2019. The whole year. I couldn't do anything right. But God showed me. And this year I turned 50. And I found something. He said that you're now spirit-filled. You are not perfect, but you're spirit-filled. You wake up. You know. You have an idea what to do. You have a need. You have an answer. Especially if you calm down. Something happens. Calm down. I was told the story of a pastor. He came to church. Very known pastor. Great man of God. He came to church. And they said to him, look. The owner of the restaurant says that if you don't pay, he can't do service today. You know, his workers have been there before him. He's the person that said it to do so. He said, he did like this. He said, okay. Spirit filled. You know what he did? He said, no problem. They started church. He said to the people, today is different. We will take offering before the sermon. Instead of sermon before offering. He just took offering and went and paid them and continued the service. Spirit filled. Very filled with God. Who says you must take offering after sermon? He said today is different. We'll take offering. While they are still thinking nothing is going on, he said, go and pay them. They went to pay them. Spirit filled. Do you know that? Do you know what it means for God to be with you? If God says, I'm with you till the end of this age, Jesus Christ, Do you know what it means to be the son of a president in Nigeria? If the president is your father, do you know there are many things you don't pray about? You enter a bank, say, where is some? The MD will come down, say, hello, how are you? They even worship cars in our country. If you come to a place with a big car in this country, anywhere I've been, you have a big car, they just say, go on, carry on, carry on. Not even the president, the car. V8, just say, go in. For God to be with Francis. We're on the same page, yo. You seek God before you act. But don't make a religion out of seeking God. Seek Him daily and hear Him. Hear Him. It's a very powerful thing. You can go to God with the mindset that He will speak to me, and you never hear from Him. Can I say something to you? Most nights I don't sleep. I don't know whether it's a medical condition, but since I was young as a pastor, I walk around doing it. I feel a lot of energy. I walk around. I feel with bright ideas. Bright ideas. It can't be the devil. God speaks. Anybody here today that has a problem with hearing God, may God open your spiritual ears in Jesus' mighty name. May God open your spiritual eyes in Jesus' mighty name. Anybody that desires can hear God. Hearing God is a big deal. It's a big deal. Let's have a lunch break. We can have a working lunch. I don't know if we can eat here or not, but let them. Okay, just a few minutes. So I'm going to start the closure. We're going to stay because the final part is closing. Let me tell you how I want to close. Where somebody says, Francis says, I want to seek God in 2022 before I form a plan. Fine. I've been seeking God. This is I've told you now. I've been on it for more than almost a year. This pastor's conference. It was laid on my heart by God. How do I know it's God? I found so much favor. So much favor. So that's God's plan for my life for this year. These meetings. I'm going to prepare myself for them. I'll be in good health. I'll trust God. I will not run helter-skelter. I am focused on my focus. I can spend the entire day here today. I feel a sense of fulfillment. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I'm not missing anything. Every day, I'm going to do something to work towards these plans. I'm looking for helpers. God is sending help all over the continent and across. I've not always lived like this. I didn't used to have a plan, a calendar for the year in January. No. Whatever comes, comes. I just see conference advertised. I go. Sometimes I'm looking for the next conference to be advertised. It's okay. But you can create conferences yourself too. I've been waiting for people to invite me. God says, invite yourself. Because when they invite you, you preach, you go, you don't know what they do. Do the one you can follow up on. This meeting we had maybe look like you. I will follow up on it too. I have your details. And the next one is in March. Everything will be the same except January. It will be a Saturday. It will be Friday, 2 days. Friday and Saturday. I can even announce it before we go. I'll check very well. Listen to me now. Don't go away from this meeting and do nothing. For years, I will come back fired up. The first month, powerful. Second month, but third month, I'm tired. I lacked character. Character is a strength to do what you said you would do when you said you would do it, despite the fact you have no feeling to do it anymore. The feeling is gone. Nobody is supporting you, but you do it. You said, I'll pray by 12. You wake up by yourself and you pray. Listen to me. What just happened to me? I'll come to church. We'll share this plan. We'll do this. We'll do this. Opposition will arise from left, right. I will tire out because I lack character. How do you gain character? Character is developed. The ability to keep on going, even when your body is tired. And people are saying all kinds of things. You don't hear them. You don't listen to the left or right. You do. This last year, everything I said I'll do, I did. I'm telling you the truth. I said I'll go to Liberia. It happened. South Africa. It happened. People were surprised. You really came to it. I said I did. How? The grace of God. But I worked at it. We said we'll have this meeting. We had it. March. We're going to have it. Why? Character. Not a feeling. Throw away feelings. It's good, but don't live by feelings. Live by principles. Wake up every day. Listen to me now. Wake up every day and take your bath very early. Oh. Don't map rule a bed. Igbo language. That means lie on the bed like this. I don't do it. I bath every day, very early. Before 6, I've taken my bath. I dress up. I say I'm going somewhere. Even if I don't know where I'm going, I'm going somewhere. This life, I'm going somewhere. Don't let laziness catch you on the bed. No! I've been there when I dreaded of life. I was afraid. There are days I woke up as an adult and I closed my eyes. I refused to open it. I said to God, let the day not break. It has happened to me for years. Let the day not break because I don't know what to do. I'm afraid of the day. When it breaks, I don't know what I'm going to do. God allowed me to go through all that to bring me to where I am today. I cannot wait for the day to break now. I say, I drop because it break. I know what I'm going to do when it breaks. Break! Day break! I'm ready for you because God is with me. Break! I want to catch a flight. I'm going somewhere. Make your plan. If you want to do Francis style, which is correct, go to God and download the plan. But it won't take you long to know that when you're spirit-filled, that God is living inside of you. The plan is inside. Look within, not without. Don't say, where's the plan? Where's the plan? It's here. It's here. You are filled with God. It's a big thing. God is not coming to live in you. He lives in you. You are praying. Don't be praying and be listening. Pray. Listen within. What are you hearing from within you? Don't be afraid. The how belongs to God. The what belongs to man. I planted. Apollos watered. But God brought the increase. No man can make a plant grow, but God can. But if you don't plant, it cannot grow. I planted. Apollos watered, but God brought the increase. Believe in God. There are many things we have not talked about. Oh. Many things. What about training your staff? What about all kinds of things? But these ones are the most fundamental ones. God will send you help. You have to build people's skills. Serious ones. Serious ones. Don't push them away by your mouth and things you do. I've been there. I've suffered that. Life and death are in the power of what? Those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. It means be careful about words. Bite your tongue. Don't say it. The devil will provoke you. So you make pronouncements. After you have forgotten, very legally, you go to God. How can you bless him? He said this. You cannot bless him. He said his son is a fool. His son must be a fool. He said his son is a fool. And you said the son will pass jam. He cannot pass jam. Fools don't pass jam. He must fail. He said it with his mouth. That's how the devil works. He will put you under pressure. My friend, train yourself and you train yourself. When you're under pressure, be like doctor. Doctor will let you. Say, okay. Serious training, no. He's like me and you. He could have just be blowing up like this. He's carrying so much power, but he doesn't talk much. Training. He said God told him, English is riding over English in this your marriage. If you don't stop, it will not survive. So he stopped speaking English. He just speaks, praise God. Don't go to church as an end. Go to church as a means on it. You are going for training. The pastor should know he's training people. He shouldn't preach to be here. Most pastors like to hear themselves. They just preach and be hearing. They are so powerful. They are hearing themselves. They've forgotten why they are preaching. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever seen a lecturer preaching in university? They don't preach. They lecture. They don't whisper. They whisper. When I was in school, the lecturer would say, if you like, hear. If you like, don't hear. They don't raise their voice. You'll be in class making noise at the back. They'll do as if they don't hear you. You'll be, bar one, oh, bar one. Yeah, you'll be there. They're not raising their voice. They don't want you to hear because they want you to fail. They don't want you to hear. They want you to come back next year. But the preacher will be shouting with his whole life. And people will still not hear. So I realized that it's better to be a lecturer than to be a preacher sometimes. Just talk.